Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and it is made in 1/35 scale. So what we get here is Panzerspahwagen, and as you can see, this is the armored command vehicle, so-called P204f, and in 1/35 scale it might be a fun build, especially considering the fact that it includes the interior out of the box, and I reviewed the previous versions before, so that's why it is also worth checking what is changed here. And as you can see, I have the final shape of this release. So the kit number is written here, it's 35378, and you can see the vehicle on this nice box art. The box size is rather standard for such release from ICM, so here is comparison with my hand. And on the side we should have some information about the kit. So it's written that there are 151 parts, and the length of the assembled model will be 145 millimeters. Not a huge build, and for some modelers this will be actually an advantage. And here you can also see 3 marking options which are included here, and I just need to cut through the plastic tape which is actually securing the top lid in place. And in the meantime, I can also remind you that you can check the previous videos on the same YouTube channel, and there will be also some other novelties from ICM reviewed on the same YouTube channel which you are watching right now. So in case you're interested in some aircraft kits or maybe some figurines, you will also find them here. And of course you can also support me with the help of small donation, which is done via PayPal. It's a big red button on the website, so it's easy to find. So as for the box structure, as you can see, that's the standard or traditional box design for ICM, and this white cardboard box haven't failed to protect all of the parts, and as you can see, this time it's the same. And I just need to open this plastic bag and we will take a closer look together. And it might be familiar to some of you because, as I said before, it is based on one of the previous versions of the kit, and we had this vehicle in several types, so that's why you might have encountered it before. I guess this frame which was on the top is actually the new one. So here I will open the lenses so that you can see what we are talking about. And you can notice that here we have various radio equipment which will be necessary for the command vehicle version. And I really like the surface details. Maybe for the antenna you will have to work a bit in order to get the solid connection between these isolators, but otherwise it looks fine. And I think it deserves a nice paint work done on those parts. Next we continue with the hull parts. So this is the frame A, and here I will place it like this. And let's zoom out a bit. And now you can see what we have here. So we have the floor panel here. These are 2 side panels which are molded together with the leaf springs. As you can notice, we even have the engine supplied here. The doors are molded separately, which might be handy for some diorama ideas, and I think in 1/35 scale this is a very nice feature to have out of the box. And if I flip over this sprue, as you can see, we also have some interior features pre-molded here, so it's not just the plain panels. And this is really good because if you plan to open the doors or hatches, it will be something to show. And I think this is how the 1/35 scale kit should look like. Next we continue with the sprue B. I'm just looking what we actually get here, and as you can see, these are more of the hull panels, but we also get the floor panel which is molded separately. And overall we have a really thin attachment point, so it will be easy to separate these parts. And if I flip over this plastic sprue here again, on some doors and hatches we have the interior features, so this is really cool, and I think it will contribute to the overall appearance of this kit. It will make it look a bit more detailed and sophisticated. Next we also have the vinyl tires. This is something you won't be able to avoid unless you get some aftermarket, and this is already a question to you if you're able to find one and you're ready to pay a bit of extra. As for me, I think they are okay for out-of-the-box build, even though I'm not such a huge fan of vinyl parts, to be honest, and you all know this from the previous videos. As for the antenna on the common vehicle, as you can see, it is supplied as a one-piece part, and I'm really glad to see such design. Just be careful while separating it off the frame, and of course installing on the vehicle, because it's really tender part, and as you can see, it's pre-shaped in a curved frame, so that's why it's good that ICM actually decided to go this way of the design. Next, we also have the wheel rims. Those are molded out of plastic, and I would say this is something what you expect to see when we are talking about the wheel rims, which should be combined together with the vinyl tires. And the last gray plastic sprue is the frame C, and here we have really mix of parts because this one is the biggest in the kit, and as you can see we have here the two turret types. We also have some suspension parts, some of the engine parts, some of the interior bits, even two steering wheels, so all of this stuff is supplied here. And as you remember, we have the turret with the main gun, so that's why all of these things, they will be actually useful, and you will have to install them on your model as well. And as for the decals, here is the decal sheet. As you can see, it's not that big, but the printing quality looks fine, and we have all necessary symbols here. Of course, you can try to replicate the crosses with the masks, to be precise, with the masking templates, but this is already your decision because it will require some skills as well. Next, we also have the assembly manual. So this one is printed as what you can see now on the table. So this is the large format brochure. We have short history note on the first page. We also have some technical specifications, and then we continue with the parts map here. So as you can see, the red color means that those parts will not be used. And next here, you can see also how the assembly starts. So we assemble the floor panel together with interior floor, and then straight away you work on the engine. And engine should be nicely detailed, so it might be also a good idea to add some wiring in places. Then you continue with the steering wheel columns, because as you remember, we have the steering wheel from both sides. And then here you can also see the doors installation. And note that manufacturer shows that doors should be in a closed position, but obviously you can open them if you would like to, because they're molded as separate parts. And all of these panels are actually repeating the panel lines, so I guess the assembly process will not take a lot of time to get everything together, but still it's a good idea to check the fitment because exactly of the separate panel assembly. Here you can see also the wheels assembly. It might be a good idea to install the vinyl tires a bit later, because as you can see, you can put them from outside, and this will not damage anything because you will be just basically installing them onto the plastic rims. Here we continue also with the main gun. We assemble the turret, and as I was saying, the turret interior should be nicely detailed. We also have two separate hatches in the back, and again you can open them even though here they are shown in a closed position. Then we continue with the antenna, and also on the last page you can see the small marking guide for 3 marking options. Those are rather monocolor, but I think it's also a good opportunity to play a bit with the color variants and color modulation, maybe weathering on this vehicle. And as for the whole kit, it should be already available. You can get it in Modelimax webshop, and of course I will be happy to hear your opinion. What do you think about such release? Write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review. As usual, thank you for joining me today, and bye.